Rooga, rooga, red alert warning. Mineralogic here with a 1-year update about this evil product called Beyond Tangy Tangerine from Youngevity. I just want to update all you folks with my accent here about those terrible heavy metals in that product that Alex Jones has talked about and exposed all these people to. Can you see me? Look at my hair falling out. My ears are shrinking. My teeth are all a mess. My eyes are blind. My stomach is shrinking. Wait a minute, that's a good thing. My skin is melting. Let's get that under the can. There we go. Look at that skin just falling off from that product. Heavens to Murgatroyd. As you can tell, I am being sarcastic here, but I want to put out a video here about a year being on the Youngevity / anti-wheat diet combination nutrition plan that I put together, and you might have seen from a bunch of the videos I put out there. I basically jumped aboard about a year ago after it kind of broke out on the web about this product, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which is a crystallized powder that is mixed in water or your favorite drink, and it basically allows a highly absorbable, massive dose multivitamin supplement, okay? And you basically, I do about 2 of these packets a day. Yeah, I was about 220 or so at the time, maybe even a little more. But it was classic metabolic condition, late 30s male, breakdown mode where you get the big wheat belly gut, small ass, if you know what I mean. And if you look around in America today, you'll see 80% of guys have that, especially in their mid-30s and above. So I basically solved most of that within a couple months after being on this product. Like I said in my other videos, it's true, I felt it from the first dose. I'm still introducing people today who notice a difference, especially when they up the dose properly for their weight and they start doing the program. And once they get a clue on that, they will eliminate their wheat, realize a lot of their issues are also related to spiking their sugar too much, ruining their insulin cycle, and just being on too much sugar and grains. Basically, you get out of the medical mousetrap by taking control back of your appetite, taking back control of your brain, resetting your taste buds, resetting your brain through food, not through worrying about some crazy action plan of exercise and waking up at 6 in the morning and being hardcore. It's dead winter right now. I haven't exercised in weeks because it's freezing out. That's a fact. So I will put on a little weight, but the weight I've put on this winter is nothing compared to what it used to be in the past. And by the way, I've never quit beer the whole time, so I'm still getting grains through beer, but but I avoid the wheat beers. But I have eliminated bread. My only drinks are basically water, tangy tangerine mixed with water, and a smoothie. I'll do almond milk and coconut milk. Those are the liquids I drink. You won't find me sipping on aspartame drinks or any other sodas and stuff like that. So this plan is very possible. I always yo-yoed every 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, and never knew how important minerals were in high-dose vitamins until Youngevity and Dr. Wallach's message and Ben Fuchs' message. And basically from distilling everything they've said over the years and how I'm processing it in my mind, the key is to understand your own digestive system and to fix digestive issues. If you have acid indigestion, if you're feeling bloated after food you eat, from, say, milk products, or from grains, from pasta dinners, those are classic signs that something is wrong and that you're not digesting the food, you're not harnessing the energy of that food, you're not getting any nutrients, assuming there was any in there to begin with. You're not getting them anyway. So those are that's the first thing, is realize what you're eating. Take back control that way, and implement a massive nutrition plan. In my videos, I've been trying to show you that if you implement a massive nutrition plan, why you would do that is to know the science, okay? And so you know the science of digestive issues. We now know, if you don't know, you're going to hear it now, that there's major issues with grains, okay? It causes problems with people. It causes them to be addicted to continue to eat those foods like wheat thins and Cheez-Its and pretzels and bread and pasta and anything with flour in it. Meatballs have flour in it. I don't know if you know that, but in the breading they put that. Those are all addictive things. Dr. Davis of the Wheat Belly has proved that, and anyone who tries it realizes that they can start taking control back. So understand digestive issues, understand how certain foods will screw yourself up and keep you in the medical mousetrap, so to speak, the matrix, and how to break out of it. So if you know the science of this stuff, and you know how sugars and wheat, besides all the other issues and inflammatory issues and the digestive issues, they can spike your sugar. If you spike your sugar, you're guaranteeing that you're going to, and everything you eat is going to be more preponderance of it, beyond the preponderance of a doubt, to be turned into fat in your body. And the reason is simple. If you were a Neanderthal caveman 10,000 years ago, and you were living off furs and eating the meat of animals, and of course getting the nutrients in that meat, so that was usually 8 months of the year or whatever, and then every other time it was whatever was seasonal, what nuts were around, what trees were around, what actual fruit they found blossoming, like apple trees. So of course when you finally found that sweet, nature has a great way of doing this, when you found that sweet, energetic type of quick energy food, when you consume that as a human being, your insulin spikes. And when it spikes, it goes and it grabs that sugar and it's looking to process it, and of course it's going to go right to your brain, because your brain operates on glucose, and that's one of the only places that it really can operate strictly on glucose, but it doesn't need a lot. The rest of it is then stored in the body. So that's why heavy athletes, they carbo load. It's for a reason, because they already know this stuff. Everyone in the bodybuilding industry kind of knows this stuff. It's all the other laymen out there, 95% that don't know this, and it takes companies like Youngevity to spread it. So most people, I'm getting back to the point here, most people spike their sugar many times a day. There's people who need to eat every 3 hours, and a lot of times they're reaching for high carb or high fructose corn syrup or wheat grain type products, and guess what? They're spiking their sugar. So you're spiking your sugar every 3 hours. You're up and down, and you don't have any minerals in your body, nutrients, and every time you go low, you crash again. Your serotonin crashes, your hormones crash, your blood sugar crashes. It crashes beyond what it should, and then you're hungry again, and you're probably thirsty 90% of the time, but you're just going for more sweets. So you need to correct that. You need to know the science I'm talking about, and you need to implement it. And the best way to do it is to eat green leafy vegetables, any vegetables, don't even matter what color. Hydrate yourself. Eat a lot more protein. Eat a lot more whey proteins. Eat a lot more soups. Make sure there's no MSG in your soup. Make sure there's no wheat in your soup. And enjoy food more, and supplement with this, because the food you're eating is not as nutritious as it used to be. I have the graph showing how calcium, magnesium, and other minerals in spinach and basic foods that we all take for granted have absolutely crashed over the last 100 years, for instance, or the last 50 years. And nobody wants to admit that in America, so that's why a guy like me has to make a video like this. So you need to supplement. Just make sure you're using a high-quality one that's actually absorbable. So there's a saying I learned, it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. So that's why I started this session and asked you to consider your digestive issues. Consider those issues that nobody wants to talk about. And by the way, if you have acid indigestion like I did, you're definitely having a problem getting vitamins and minerals out of the food you're eating. It's a classic symptom. You have hydrochloric acid problems. So look into it, folks. Look what I'm saying. If you're interested in more, in my website, mineralogic.youngevity.com. The link is right there. And if you have any questions, let me know. But it's a year later. I'm not dead yet. So I guess there's no heavy metals in there. I guess there's nothing killing me. Matter of fact, I felt better ever in my life. And by the way, when it's a dead of winter, vitamin D3 is fabulous as well.